welcome to Reality Tea times 2, the podcast that has been going for a year officially. So this is actually a special episode. This is not going to be in conjunction with the other episode that you usually get. You're still going to get your 2 episodes today on top of this one. This is always smack dab in the middle. And we're a year into this. And I'm so grateful to all the listeners. There's definitely going to be more to come. I have so much that I'm planning to do. Probably by next year, early next year, I'm hoping that we can start a Patreon with just more and exciting things that's going to be over and beyond what we already do, or what I do, I should say. And yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to what's to come in the future. And yeah, I'm so just forever grateful to everyone who listens. Definitely want to get those numbers up, but we're over 6,000 downloads of all time. So I'm just really grateful for that. In the year, it's incredible to have that. And I'm grateful. That's all I can keep saying is I'm grateful. Seeing the numbers for each episode grow in the way it has in the last year has been incredible. So hopefully we can still have neat and exciting things to come your way. But yeah, that's kind of the message that I wanted to bring forth to you guys with this episode. Yeah. So definitely look out for that. I will definitely have announcements, with respect to having a Patreon or a Supercast, towards the end of the year. Cause I am in that process now of starting to collect numbers, see where we're at with that and coming up with ideas. But of course that's, like I said, going to be above and beyond what I'm already doing. And, yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing. So I'm excited for what's to come. But in the meantime, I did want to give you a little something that's maybe something we'll keep doing as we go on, through the podcast. This is one of the most played episodes ever, that I did, which I'm actually really shocked by. I'm not sure why, but I'm grateful nonetheless. And as you can probably already tell well, actually, no, I'm not going to tell from the title because I'm going to change the title. But it's F-Boy Island, season 3 episode. Which episode was it now? I can't remember. Episode 9. And it was titled Most Vulnerable Player. So I'm also going to be changing the description of it, but for a refresher, it's, the ladies are shocked at what they hear, leaving their top 2 in jeopardy heading into the finale. So this was right before the finale episode. This episode had about almost 500 downloads, which is nuts because, it's light years away in comparison to the other episodes. So it's most listened episode. I'm really excited for this. It's a very quick episode. But yeah, that's basically that. So, I'm not going to say anything else on the top. I'm going to just put you through to the episode so you can listen to it again. Again, I'm just really grateful for this, but that's it for me. Let's head into the episode for F-Boy Island season 3, episode 9. Hi everyone. So, F-Boy Island, our last episode of the new year. Still determining what's going to happen with the following episodes, but we'll get to it. But we start off where we left off, and that is Who's Katie sending home? Marco. She's sending Marco home. I'm confused. I'm so confused. I mean, I liked Benedict. Don't be wrong. But now he's an F-boy. What? Ugh. Anyway. Okay. So then we enter into the mansplain. And we start with the thoughts on Jared. What the fuck am I watching? What the fuck am I watching? What the fuck is this nonsense? Because everybody up there has a nice fucking thing to say about fucking Jared, who is not here but for anything but for the money. And then we start talking about Christian, who is a fucking nice guy. And that one F-boy guy who looks like Zach Morris basically says, you have Jared and you have Christian, and Christian gives me the ick. I think he's just, he's a nice guy because 50K is still more than his salary. Sir, how much do you make, motherfucker? And the thing is, it's like, okay, if it's about the money, what do you want, 100K versus 50? I'm just, what am I actually watching? And then we move on to Hallie and her men. Everyone seems to be pretty down the middle when it comes to both EJ and Mercedes. Of course, their brothers are defending them, but one person does make a pretty good point here of, came on the show as an F-boy, claimed that he knew how to play this game. So what makes you think he's going to come back on the show, be an F-boy, and split the money with you? And Mercedes says, say this person is like, yeah, but did you watch the end of my season, last season? And he's like, yeah, and what I do? He's like, you split the money. He's like, yeah, I split the money. But then the guy said, yeah, but you got burned when you split the money. So who is to say you will split the money again? Like, it's a good point. So that's kind of basically it. There's not much to really speak on. The only other thing, though, that I will say is Keen makes a comment about, like, is it like a man to steal his brother's woman and all of this? And I hear what he's saying, but then Hallie literally calls him out and says, yeah, but wait a minute. We just played F, Mary, Ghost, and you said you would fuck me. So how was that any different? And he's like, I was being real. Like, yes, but just shut the fuck up. Then we move over to Katie and her men. And Vince, I really love him. I really do. But I'm starting to kind of understand what Mercedes was saying when he's like, it feels like he's love bombing her. I really hope he isn't. But how quickly he's fallen in love with her. Not just falling in love, but in love with her is a little concerning. I'm actually a little scared because this show has twists and it has turns, so I don't know what's going to happen. Anyway, then we kind of move on to like Benedict, and everyone is shook that he's an F-boy. Jonathan said at one point there's only one way to spell F-boy when you're in your 30s, S-A-D. Damn. But then like, Marcos is like, I woke up this guy every morning. I worked out with him every morning. And, we would talk about Katie and he would always say all these nice things about her. And like, he's here for you and all of this. And then someone else says, yeah, but wait a minute. It's weird, but didn't you say Katie was easy? You cannot fucking come back from that shit. Then, this big reveal comes up. And it's someone basically says that Vince is a clout chaser, and says that he's concerned about, people recognizing him and doing watch parties after this and all of that. And I said, you know what? There's a world where that is true. Because let's remember, this person was on another show. And I don't know how recognized he would have been. But he was on another show. There was that recognition, obviously, probably while the show was more relevant. And there is a world where that is true. Really and truly. Now, he says it's not. He says that, he's a lawyer. Why would he want clout? Why would anyone ever want clout, no matter what their occupation is? And this is coming from a person who is a lawyer, I'm not a lawyer, God, works for a lawyer, works in a law firm, works in this industry. It's like, you don't necessarily want just generalized clout, but you do want recognition for those big things that you do in your career. Whether that's a trial that you win or huge settlements that you might get or whatever the case may be, you want that recognition. So isn't that kind of similar to clout chasing? In a sense, it's very different, but you know what I mean? So him using his career as a reason why he wouldn't want clout doesn't make sense to me. Nonetheless, each man is going to get a mega 24-hour date, and Jared is not happy because he says he can barely hold a conversation down with this girl for 20 minutes, much less 24 hours. So I guess we'll see how that goes for Jared. Okay, so basically I'm just going to run through. There's not a whole lot that I'm going to talk about, but Daniela goes on her date with Jared first. He doesn't give a shit about her, but he says if I have to kiss her to get some money, then cool. There are worse things I guess he could do. But he does say, like, straight up, and oh God, I get it, what he's trying to say here. He says, like, I'm not lying about the things that I want. I do want to settle down. I do want to have kids. I just don't want to do that with someone who's 9 years older than me. I can't even hate on him about that. Like, I can't, I get it. But then just, I can't say be honest because that's not the show. And then Hallie goes on her date with Mercedes. He's selling all of his bullshit, and all of that. But, he says, like, she's exactly the woman that he's been looking for. We'll see, I guess. And then Katie goes on her date with Vince first. And they do talk about the whole, is he just clout chasing and all of that? And he says, listen, I'm a lawyer. I don't need to be clout chasing. I have no need to be doing that. He says, yeah, sure, people might see me on the streets and whatever, might recognize me, but like, I'm not looking for that. And he says, like, I said that, like, we could do like a watch party, but I never said anything about inviting women or anything like that. Benedict thinks that he's love bombing her because he's like, he keeps saying it's a fairy tale and all of that. And he's like, what are fairy tales? Fake. So we'll see. Like, I'm choosing to believe Vince, and maybe I'm an idiot. We'll see what happens. But Katie's so happy, and she says, like, Benedict too. But at one point, while she's doing her interview, she does say Benedict instead of Vince. Like, she enjoys being on stage with Benedict, and she's like, shit, Vince. I'm like, Katie. Anyway, all men go back to the women's rooms, and we see them all making out and all that, and do they or don't they? They probably will. Katie's ready to go, okay? And, I mean, I think Hallie's ready to go with Mercedes too, to be totally honest with you, so what the fuck, anyway. But that's basically it for this episode. We do get next episode, the other guys get their dates, and it is a finale. So we are going to find out what is going to happen. And I hate to say people in pain, but I am so ready for Danielle, whatever the hell her name is, to basically say, to basically find out that you've been fucking around with the biggest F-boy there. But we'll see. That is it for this episode at F-Boy Island. Of course, because that is the finale, we will have that to you, but in the new year. So you can expect it then, my thoughts on the episode at that time. But that is it for now. Again, if you want to connect with us, you can do so by going to Facebook at Realitea Times 2, Instagram and Threads at Realitea Times 2 Podcast, X and Reddit at Realitea Times 2 Pod. You can email us at realitea times 2 at hotmail.com. And we have our website, and that is at solo.to/Realitea Times 2. But that is it for now, guys. Thanks so much. Bye.